We always follow Lama Gangchen because with him was an adventure. Every place where we go was an adventure.
Hello, and welcome to Life with a Lama Healer. Today, I am really excited to have as our guest Franco Ceccarelli. Those of you who've studied with and traveled with Lama Gangchen, you probably know Franco. Franco is a long time sponsor of many of Lama Gangchen's humanitarian projects and Dharma centers around the world. Franco is from Milan, and he graduated from Bocconi University in Milan in economics. He began his career as an entrepreneur in Milan and then moved to Brazil, where he lived for 10 years and running very successful businesses, along with living in Venezuela and the United States. In 1987, Franco met Lama Gangchen in Milan and was deeply moved by Lama, and they had this incredible connection. And he went on to travel around the world with Lama Gangchen and also to support, many of his projects around the world. So Franco was the founder of the first Dharma center in Europe, Kumpen Lama Gangchen, via Marco Polo in Milan, and also was one of the founding fathers of Albignano Healing Meditation Center in Lake Maggiore. So Franco currently is the president of Lama Gangchen's Culture of Peace Foundation, which is located in Italy. So he has this very unique perspective because he was on the very first international travels with Lama Gangchen and worked very closely with him since the 80s to 2020. So please join me in welcoming Franco Ceccarelli to the show. Welcome to Life with a Lama Healer, about the life of the great Tibetan Lama, Lama Gangchen Tulku Rinpoche, who was born in 1941 in Tibet and trained by many of the greatest Tibetan masters. Lama was one of the greatest living humanitarians and spiritual masters of our time. So our vision in creating this podcast is really to preserve and share the remarkable stories about Lama Gangchen's extraordinary life. We'll interview senior students and longtime followers who worked with Lama Gangchen, traveled with him, studied with him, witnessed and experienced his incredible healings and miracles. So these stories, they're really precious jewels and inspire us to really see what's possible when we follow the inner peace teachings of the Buddha. So please stay tuned for our conversations from this very rich spiritual heritage coming out of Tibet, and the incredibly joyful, inspiring, mind-blowing, funny, touching stories about the remarkable life of a Lama healer, our beloved Lama Gangchen. Life with a Lama healer. Franco, welcome to our show.
Thank you very much. Welcome to you.
Yeah, really great to have you on a show. You have so many wonderful stories. Well, let's start with, what was your relationship with Lama Gangchen?
Look, my relation with Lama Gangchen started in 86. The mother of my partner in business invited to go to her house, and she told me, there is a Lama there, you can come and to visit. I knew little things about the Lama, not very much. I was with a friend, we start to laugh, there is a Lama and this, and we reach under the house of this Lama. I went up and I find this Lama, full of people prostrating to him, and we were surprised. And not only, I stopped before going there. In front of the Lama house, there was my uncle house. And the son of my uncle, he said, oh, yesterday I went to see a house upstairs. There was a god there.
A god, you called him. Is this in Milan?
Who is it? This
is in Milan.
I say, what god? He's a person very strong, full of beautiful women. And then I went up I saw him and he asked me, invited me to sit, and he started asking me what I'm doing. In that moment was a difficult moment for me because I was divorcing and my mind was in troubles. But anyhow, when I saw him, everything was quiet and cool. I remember that he touched my hands and all my troubles in the mind, they flew away. Then he said to me, you like to travel. Do you know Tibet? I said, no, I don't know Tibet. In that moment, he was going to Brazil, preparing a trip through Brazil. And I said, I lived many years in Brazil. I know very well that country. And I'm happy that you go there because people is nice and good. He told me, very good. Do you like to come with me to Tibet?
Whoa. On
And
your
I
first
said,
meeting, he
on the
asked
first
you
meeting.
this. Wow.
And I said, yes, why not?
Why not?
Then he told to me, well, I'm going to Brazil. When I'm coming back, we organize the trip to Tibet.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, that's good.
Yeah. And what year was this, did you say?
This 86. 86, end of 86, beginning of 87.
And was that the first time that Lama was going to Tibet? Going back?
Was the first time that Lama going to Tibet after many, many years.
Yeah.
In that moment seems that Tibet was open and not so much difficulties to get the visa. And so he decided to go. Then he left for Brazil. After 15 days, he called me and he said, I have a group of Brazilian people that want to come to Tibet. Could you organize the trip? I said, okay, I'm organizing the trip. Then I asked to everybody to send me the passport, all the documents, and I start to organize the trip.
Did you say that you wanted to work with him, or it was just a natural thing that occurred?
Natural thing. That time I did not have any idea to work with him. Only idea was to go out from my troubles and to make a trip. I thought it was very good. Also, I had the wish really to go to Tibet, but I never find people that you want to go there. And that was a real good occasion to go there.
Yeah. And had you met other Tibetan lamas before or other Buddhist lamas?
Never.
First one.
First one.
Wow. Incredible.
I only had the information of the third eyes. That was a book written, I don't remember the name of the writers. There was a taxi driver of New York. And that was the only information.
The name was what?
The third eyes.
The third eye.
The third eyes. And that was a crazy book. To open the third eyes, they have to cut here, to cut in the middle. It was a fake book. But was the book that he brought up the knowledge of Tibet for the hippie population. Hippie population.
So it sparked your curiosity.
Yes, part of curiosity, just to know what is. Then I said, it's okay, good idea, good opinion. And then he came back. He came back from Brazil, and I was so grateful to him that I said to him, I want to you offer the trip. And he said, are you sure? I said, yes. Think a little bit and you will tell me again tomorrow. And the day after I've been there because I want to stay close to him.
Yeah,
because when I was close to him, I don't have any other problems.
You felt much better.
Much better. Then I reached the second day and they said, to go to Tibet, I need a translator. Can you offer also the second ticket? I said, yes, sure, why not? Then he says, okay, you think. Tomorrow I'm asking to you again. The day after I arrived there, and he said, in reality, we need translator, and we need also somebody who's taking care of people.
And the tickets expand and expand because Rinpoche always traveled with a bunch of people.
And then the ticket, they became three tickets. And then he told me, you think, and you will tell me tomorrow. And from 3, they became 4. I can tell you the truth. On the 4, I was a little bit.
What am I doing?
What am I doing? But anyhow, I did not hesitate and I said yes. I don't know. I felt one trust on him immediately.
Many of the other people that who've been on our show, that's a really strong theme that they talk about, that this trust. They absolutely trusted Lama Gangchen. What was that? What was it like to trust someone like that, and then to?
I tell you sincerely, I don't know. I was looking for him during the trip. In a certain moment, I thought, "Oh, where I am going nowadays? Everything is fake, maybe." But then was not true. I had only a moment of this because when we reached, we were received with high honor. Panchalama came to get Rinpoche, and all the great lamas, they come to get Rinpoche. But Rinpoche, before arriving, he wake me up in the night and he told me, "I'm going to introduce you like the man who can help them in economic way." Because I have the degree in economy.
Well, and you're also a very successful businessman.
I am a businessman. Yeah. Then I was laughing. I says, "What's that?" But was not true. No, it was true. When we arrived, Panchalama gave me a secretary, gave me an office, and I have to receive all the... In that moment, there was no company coming, but there was association of animals, environmental association. And in Lhasa, everybody knows that if they want to do something, they have to speak with me.
But Rinpoche told them this.
Panchalama and secretary, because we at that moment, I have a lot of it. At that moment, ego became very high.
Yeah, right. I'm the Panchalama's secretary. On my first trip to Tibet, no less.
Yes, right. Then I thought, look, it's very rare that you can have a charge like that.
Yeah.
And anyhow, I get like that, and I was very close to Panchalama. We eat with him almost every day. I was talking with him almost every day. He showed me a lot of secret things. He has idea to make a huge mandala in Shigatse. And
so did you have a translator?
Yes.
With Panchalama and you? So someone who was speaking English, right?
Was speaking English and Tibetan.
And Tibetan.
Tibetan.
And what about Lama Gangchen, though, when you first met him? Because, when he first came to the West, his English wasn't, it was challenging to understand him. How did you understand him?
I was a broken English we understand by heart. Rinpoche, you could understand by heart. That was the power of Lama Gangchen. Not the power of the word, but the power of the heart. And then, I don't know, we understand each other with this broken English, but we understand.
From the very beginning, you understood him. Incredible connection.
Incredible connection.
Wow.
But I realized, because when I reached in Gangchen's monastery, inside there was a very high storm. I recognized that in that place I've been so many times. Then,
but when you first went, it was in ruins, right?
Yes.
In Gangchen Monastery before it was rebuilt.
Before rebuilt.
Yeah.
Gangchen Monastery no exist. The funny part was that the group that we started, 30 people from Lhasa. In Lhasa, everybody, because I was the tour guide, there was somebody that he want to come back with us the same day. They have the flight 2 days before. Please, you change. We start to call here and there and there. Until we stayed in Lhasa, everything was okay. When we reached Shigatse and Gangchen, the condition was very bad.
Yeah.
Then we slept on the roof of the temple.
Really? No hotels, no roads at that time, right?
Roads,
no running
nothing.
Water. Yeah, no electricity.
Then
right?
somebody he built the tent over the discharge of waters. Then in the night there was a storm. Everybody full of water inside of this tent.
Wow.
And the day after, everybody came to me and they said, "We want to go back.
We want to go home."
We want to go home. And Rinpoche said, "Please, you stay here one day." They stayed there 1 day. Then we had to get a bus and we sent everybody back to Lhasa. And they left for Hong Kong. Then we stayed.
So they left Tibet completely.
They left Tibet
because the conditions were too rough.
Too rough.
Yeah.
We
And this
stayed
was
there
1987, you said, right? Yeah. So
June 1987. We stayed June, July, August.
June, July, August, 3 months.
3 months in Tibet.
But for you, you had this familiarity. You felt that you'd been there before, so it was easier for you, right?
Look, I mean, I was a traveler and not so big difficult to sleep everywhere. I had a lot of experience in traveling. One day I asked to Rinpoche, why you choose me? And he said, because you travel by mind and with body. And in reality, I can sleep everywhere. I could now, I'm 71, I don't know, but once I could sleep everywhere.
Really?
I could eat everywhere. I'm very easygoing.
So you had this ease with conditions, and you didn't have to have so much physical comfort when you were traveling.
No. And I have enough stuff to go around. We reached that time 6,000 meters. We've been to Lamolazzo, 6,000 meters with no preparation. We remain in 6 people, 3 monks and 3 normal ones. And we stayed there in Gangchen 1 month. We slept on the field, a row house. And every night we laugh a lot because we say, oh, our friends that they are in Sardinia eating, they are not lucky like us.
Yeah, right.
But in that moment, he arrived Pancha Lama. He organized a huge puja, long life puja. And we saw, I think, around 30,000 people coming from all the valley to see Lama Gangchen.
For blessing.
The blessing. In Kathmandu, still in the house of Lama Gangchen, there is the photo with the queue of all these people coming from everywhere, from mountain, everywhere. And there was another occasion to see Panchalama, to stay with him.
So you also felt this really strong connection with Panchalama.
Yes, I asked him how was to stay in the prison. He said no, it was a possibility to meditate. He was fun, taking fun of me when we eat. That is the round table with all the meat, with all the food. When I want to move, he blocked the table. I could not move.
He was teasing you.
Yes. Was
so you said when he was in prison, when the Cultural Revolution, he was in prison. He couldn't meditate.
No, he said there was an occasion to meditate.
Was occasion to meditate.
Buddha had occasion to meditate. Me too.
Yeah.
He came out because after the revolution, he was in prison with other politicians. So when he finished the Mao Zedong time and the Gang of Four, they reminds of Panchalama and they bring with them. That time the Panchalama was responsible for all the Buddhism in China and Tibet. Mostly was living in Beijing, but once or twice a year was traveling around.
And coming to Tibet.
Then he was taking fun also of Lama Gangchen. They was not speaking very well English. He says, you are in the West and you don't speak very well English. What you do it in the West?
So the Lama Gangchen and Panchen Lama tease each other back and forth too. So what was that like for you to see all these people, 30,000 people come out to receive Rinpoche's blessing? What did that make you feel like with your connection with him?
It was incredible. All these people watching, coming to see the Lama after 30 years, young, old, the children, was really a big emotion. We lived there, no food, and that was only the problem.
No
but
food.
I'm a lot of emotion. Yes, only Tibetan food. And a lot of emotion with all these people.
Yeah, because for 30 years, the Lamas left Tibet because of the Cultural Revolution. And then at that time when you went was the first time they were allowed to come back, right? Yeah, so for the Tibetans, it was overwhelmingly joyful, right? To see the great Lamas again.
Was really important.
Wow. And you had told me this really interesting story one time, because there were no roads at that time. And that you were in these jeeps, and then they have the monsoons there, or really heavy rains, right? Where there's a lot of mud.
We traveled to go to Lamolazzo. Lamolazzo is the mountain where the Dalai Lamas and Lamas they go to see reincarnation. It's a lake that Lama Gangchen says you can see there the future like in the TV. We were laughing. But in reality, you can see something.
Really?
Yes, because...
Is that the turquoise lake?
No,
no.
no,
Okay.
no. It's a small lake up 6 down. Long road to reach there. During the road, a lot of river, they came out, raining, and this, a lot of difficulties. We take 3-4 days to reach there by bus.
Mm-hmm.
In a certain moment, we arrived and it was impossible to go by bus because the mud was so big and the bus was going down.
Yeah, getting stuck.
Then Rinpoche told all the people you go on and walking. I stay here with Champa, that was his attendant, and he asked to me and Claudia to stay there. They say, no, you stay here. Then they start to make puja. Did not know anything about elements, magicians of elements. And they transform the water into a field. Everything became dried and the bus could start again.
Incredible.
Because first we tried to push, we get the yak to push
to get out of the mud
together in half an hour of puja, everything became dried and the river changed direction. So
the mud turned into grass.
Yes.
And then the river
flow in another way.
Incredible.
Incredible. Then me and Claudia, we were surprised. We did not know. And he did not give to us any explanation.
Did you ask him? How did you do that? Or what was that?
Yes, but he did not say anything.
He didn't say. One of the things that we really wanted to share with this podcast is that Lama Gangchen had this extraordinary ability to transform the elements.
Yes.
And here, Franco Ceccarelli, this very successful businessman, he witnessed this with his own eyes. So it's like a miracle to see this kind of thing,
and I saw 2 times on the way to La Molazzo and on the way back.
Really?
On the way back, we were not alone. We were together with trucks, bus, everybody struck into the mud.
Wow.
And one very important storm was coming, then dangerous for everybody.
Yeah.
Then when they saw a lama, they asked, please, lama, I'll pass. Then we have been at the beginning of the queue. And also then with his attendant, they start to make a puja. Then he gave me a small stone. And he said, when I tell to you, throw there, you throw. I said, boom.
If I could hit the right target, right? Throw the stone at what, the truck? Or?
Yes, under the wheel of the truck.
Under the wheel of the truck.
Under the wheel of the truck. Then he said to the old drivers, start to be ready to go. Then everybody was ready to go. We were chained one by one.
And how many trucks were there, or how many jeeps?
Trucks were 7 and 3 buses.
3 buses. All
everybody
chained together.
Was chained, yes, because one...
pull the other out of the mud.
Other.
Right.
And then I finished the puja. I threw this small stone, and everybody was moving. The mud became hard. No more water, and all these trucks are moving one by one.
What?
And me, I was surprised. We had to get the bus. We did not get our bus. We get another truck because everybody has to...
Starts moving. You got to get going, right? No time.
No time to wait. And then we came out from...
wow.
It was dangerous. Panchalama was waiting for us in Lhasa, and he did not see us coming back. Then was a little bit scared.
Yeah, what happened?
He sent somebody to check for us. We did not find anybody. But on the way back, because Panchalama was, in that moment, was leaving from Lhasa to Beijing, on the way back, close to the airport, Rinpoche said, now we stop here to make a picnic. In that moment arrived all the queue with all the cars of Panchalama. Panchalama saw Lama Gangchen is stopped, all the police
waving.
And then we had a big party with him. Everybody was embracing where you had been.
So they went out searching for you.
Yes.
They didn't know what happened. Right.
Then we went with him to the airport. He stayed there, and we give appointment to him 3 months after in Beijing. Because that moment I wanted to build an hotel school in Shigatse. During the winter should be a school, and during the summer could be an hotel. Because that moment everybody's coming from India. Many people
the
is
border
coming.
opened up.
The border was open, so all the freaks coming from Kathmandu. We met several friends there.
And there were very few hotels at that time, right?
Very few. Very few. No, hotel was something ridiculous. The most ridiculous was the bathroom. We still have the movie of the bathroom because nothing. It's a tower with a cat. Everybody's sitting one in front of the other. And we take fun because we go to make caca and we talk. Impossible. Horrible smell. For women was impossible to use. Everybody was looking for field.
Yeah, well, I remember many times when we were in Tibet, we used the fields quite often. And one time, when we went to one monastery that was a really remote monastery, I asked to go to the bathroom, and these two women say, "Oh, over there in the pig pen." And I go over to the pig pen, I look around, I don't see anything, nothing that looks like a toilet. So I go back and I say, "Excuse me, where did you say the toilet?" "Over in the pig pen." "You go in the pig pen. You go to the bathroom in the pig pen." So I'm standing in the mud and
was real. But we were so happy. Happiness was inside of us. We laughed so much.
Yeah, you and Rinpoche had this very special relationship where you laughed a lot with each other.
Yes, because Rinpoche was my master, but was also my friend. We spent time talking about stupid things, laughing, not only serious things. We were really friends. And
the best friend, right? The best of a friend.
Best friends, because he really changed my life. He gave me another point of view. I start to change my relation with the people that working with him, with clients. I start to understand the importance to have money. Because I said, I'm rich, what I'm doing more money? No need. And Rinpoche told me, no, with the money you can help a lot of people. You can help a lot of people, so it's useful.
So then you started to change how you use money in a more meaningful way for you, right?
To the relation with the workers. Not that was bad before, but much better. Even them, they understood, and beginning, they thought, president is crazy.
You mean that you were traveling to Tibet with a Lama?
Lama came in, my mother, take care, they take your money. But slowly everybody. My mother loved Lama Gangchen so much because he understood that was protecting her family. And the workers, they start to like Lama Gangchen. And they want, bring Lama Gangchen to give a blessing when the business was not going well.
Really? And how many employees did you have at that time?
At that time, I have 60, 70.
60, 70. But they noticed something different in you.
They perceived something different, and they saw that I was different from when I came back. Not only when I came back from Tibet, I told Rinpoche, what I'm going to do with my wife? So if you want to have a good divorce, you should be the best friend of your wife. And I believed and tried to do it. It was not easy. It was not even very easy because the condition was different. But slowly came. Recently, before he left the body, he told me, hey, Jindala. Call me Jindala.
Jindala means a sponsor, right?
Yes, a sponsor.
So is that a Sanskrit word or Tibetan word? Jindala.
It's a Tibetan word.
Tibetan word, okay.
He says, you win. I says, why you win? All your family is following you in Albagnano because my ex-wife has house in Albagnano. My daughter has house in Albagnano. My son has... Everybody came. Even the boyfriend of my wife, everybody came to Albagnano.
Well, it's such a holy place. If you're going to pick a place to develop inner peace, that's the place. You win.
You win. But then...
And how many years have you lived in Albagnano now?
Oh, now it's 4 years. Before, I stayed in Milan because I was working. Friday, I was going to Albagnano or Guagnini because it's only 1 hour, 15 minutes from Milano. I go every weekend. I was there, and then I was taking care of the center. I was the president of foundation because they trust on me, and then all the buildings belong to the foundation, and I am then. But I was also for 6 years responsible of the association. I had the opportunity with Lama Gangchen to build 2 temples. Marco Polo, that I make gift to them.
The first center
the
in,
first
in Milan.
Milano.
And that was the first center in Europe, wasn't it also in Marco Polo?
Marco Polo for center of Lama Gangchen in Europe, sure. And the first floor of Albagnano, basement of the temple. Not only the money for the temple of Milano, I was doing a business in Venezuela. Then they offered me more money long terms, less money short terms. Then I was in doubt. I called Rinpoche and I said, Rinpoche, I get less money now or more money in the future? Simple question. He told me less money now. This was in Venezuela. Venezuela has the same rates for 52 years with United States. $1 for 4.2. I don't remember the name of the money in Venezuela. Anyway, the day that I get the money, 1 week after the Venezuelan race, it dropped down, it crashed and went 40, 50, 60, 70, 80.
Wow, the whole economy crashed,
collapsed.
Right? Wow.
That's why I bought the center. I shared the gain with my brother, and with my gain, I said, Rinpoche, I buy for you the center. Who find the center was my brother.
The Albagnano Center?
No, Milano Center.
Oh, Milano Center.
Center.
Oh, Marco Polo.
Marco Polo Center. Because upstairs he bought a house for his wife.
Your brother.
My brother. Then that's moment Marco Polo was in the center of Milano, but everything was broken. She don't want to go there. Then I said, why don't you give to me? I rent for you. My brother says, okay. I pay the first rent. Then I said to my brother, I don't want to pay the rent. He never asked me. Rinpoche went to live upstairs.
I remember that.
He paid the rent for his wife. He never asked to me one coin because all the family understood the importance of Lama Gangchen.
Chunga Chempo Daini.
Shona Chempo Daini.
Semjen Dunga Tarjisho.
Senchen Duna Tajisho.
Kaba Chava Samyeso.
Kaba Cheva Sangesho.
Chodan Zinji Shoju.
Choda Zinji Shogyuchi. Great sound of Dharma eliminate the suffering of sentient beings. May it uphold the meaning of Dharma for inconceivable eons to come.
Damarani, Taparani, Dasambarani, Dasambarani,
Buddha Chittapasalini, Pranaparani, Tananda Sabhava, Benza Satari, Daya Santo Kani, ho 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 ho.
So, now you need your body sound with the speech sound. I'm picking, also other sound exists everywhere, but I'm picking this sound. It must be another singing bowl, more than mantra, more than meditation, giving something to sound.
Why do you think they understood? What was the qualities about him that had them understand?
Nothing by mind. My brother come to see Rinpoche and he's going to sleep. And Rinpoche says, don't wake up. And he stayed there 1 hour, 2 hours sleeping.
Your brother was sleeping?
In the room of Rinpoche. He's going to see Rinpoche, but not on the bed, like that. In the
chair?
No, the time we used to be yoga position.
Oh, okay, on the floor.
On the floor. And when he came out, he was so full of energy. They understood by energy, not by words. births.
So really, they had a deep experience of Lama Gangchen's healing
Deep
energy.
experience,
Also, you
yes.
did, and all your family had this
All
experience.
my family, yes.
Incredible.
Jacopo Ilaria, no, I bring with me on the summertime.
Your children.
And they traveling with me. So first time we've been to United States, then we have been to Tibet, then we've been to Nepal. They love to travel with Lama to Mongolia.
Mm-hmm.
My son, he get refuge in Mongolia with 13 years old. He asked
13 years old.
to Lama Gangchen to have refuge. He say, why? He says, this place so blissful that I want to take refuge. And he take refuge.
What do you think that meant for Jacopo, for your son, to say, I want to take refuge in you, Lama Gangchen?
I think, first of all, Mongolia is a really blissful place. Then he saw what Lama Gangchen was doing.
Helping so many people.
I tell you sincerely, I don't know exactly. But he understood, and I saw that in the future, past years, and my son had success following what Lama Gangchen teach when he was young. Some practice that he really not did understood when he's 13, 14 years old. He's an artist, and he transformed what he learned by Lama Gangchen in art. And he became successful.
Yeah.
Everybody loved this art, and then he developed. He developed in that way. And then, they are young, they have problem. Because Lama Gangchen, if you need some help, you go to them, and you could speak with him. I have problem with my girlfriend.
Yes.
He tell to you advice how to move with your girlfriend. I have problem with my job. He give you advice. He give you advice for everything.
Yeah. And he had this incredible clairvoyance and wisdom that when he gave you this advice, it was always the right advice. Because sometimes, was there ever a time that he gave you advice you didn't follow and you go, oh boy, I won't do that again?
I saw people that he gave advice he did not follow, and they make mistake.
And not such a
He always says, if you don't want to follow, don't ask.
Yeah.
Because then you are in the doubt. If you don't want to follow, don't ask. If you ask, you follow.
So your son had this experience with him.
This experience. Also Ilaria has
Ilaria,
this
your
experience.
daughter.
Both. Ilaria took more time to trust on Lama Gangchen. Not so many. Brother, he take refuge, she did not get, jealous, I don't want to make like my brother. But also Ilaria trust a lot. We travel so many times together.
Yeah. Was there a place that was your favorite place to travel with Lama Gangchen?
My favorite place was the first trip in Tibet. Then we love to go to Kathmandu, because in Kathmandu it's also a blissful place, and we could meet a lot of lamas, a lot of oracles. But I tell you sincerely, they introduced me with many lamas, but I wanted to take care of Lama Gangchen, Jindala, because I want to protect him from everything. That time we were working with medicine, he was working with medicine, and many other things. I said, you should not get any responsibility. All the material responsibility I get. You should be a spiritual guide. Because in the West, everything is so complicated that they can use material things to put you down. Then I get all the responsibility with business with the association, with properties, with everything. I get the responsibility.
The leadership of people. So you had this capacity, but you felt this desire to just take care of him.
Yes? Two desires.
Beautiful.
One, from when I was children, I had the desire to help the other. But alone, it's very difficult to help the other. With Lama Gangchen, I had this opportunity. I could help the other, and I could have this great adventure with him.
He gave that opportunity to so many people around the world, don't you think? Because he had so many projects. He understood what our capacity was and helped us to grow into that capacity so that we could help other people with our whatever our capacity was.
Yes.
And since he had so many projects, he created all these opportunities,
was full of projects.
Yeah.
With me, we had done at least 10 projects. from Bagni di Lucca, the
Bagni di
discoteca.
Lucca,
Yes, because
the
that
baths of
time
Lucca.
we were looking for a place that then became Albagnano, but we spent 3-4 years in Bagni di Lucca.
That was my first retreat in Italy, was in Bagni di Lucca.
Because Bagni di Lucca born in Tibet. When we were in the Lhasa Hotel, the director was an Italian guy, Buddhist, that when he saw Lama Gangchen, he became crazy. He treated us very well. We make inside of this hotel many pujas, and he told before leaving, now in 2-3 years I'm going to rest. I'm coming to Italy, and we find a place where we can make the peace town.
Really?
Yes. Then he came to Italy. He found the place, he called us, but then he died. From morning to night, he died. Then the secretary...
And he found Bagni di Lucca?
He found Bagni di Lucca. His secretary came to us, and he brought to see Bagni di Lucca. And we get in charge Bagni di Lucca. We had just this idea to put all the religion together.
Vision, interfaith place.
Yes.
It was such a unique place, too, because it was the baths of Lucca, the healing waters that come out of the water, right? Around the mountains, right? And then it was a walled city, or Lucca was a walled city, one of the kind of last remaining in Italy, right, of a walled city?
Beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Very beautiful place. But was not the place.
For long term.
It was not the place. The place became Albagnano because he had the vision, Lama Gangchen, when he had the vision, when he saw the temple in the middle of 5 mountains with a lake. Patrizia Tursini found this place. We have been there to check, and was the perfect place. And then we left Bagni di Lucca and we moved
to Albagnano, right? Overlooking Lake Maggiore.
But not complaining because we had done restructuring in Bagni di Lucca, not complaining for money. We always follow Lama Gangchen because with him was an adventure. Every place where we go was an adventure.
And he traveled all over the world, so you got to see all these sacred places, right, with him. What was one of your favorite sacred places with Lama Gangchen? You know, like Borobudur or India or
Borobudur. Borobudur is the best. I've been with him the first time to Borobudur.
What year was that?
88, 89.
88.
89. Then he said we were traveling, and he said, now we go to Indonesia. Then we arrived Yogyakarta. That time no exist hotel in Borobudur. Then we arrived there. And then he said, now we go to Borobudur. And we have been only him, me, and Klaken, Claudio, his translator. We have been to see Borobudur. He was amazed to see Borobudur. He says, that is the place of our practice. Because that time no exist the self-healing. Self-healing arrived 89, something like that.
And self-healing came born out of Borobudur, right?
But he has already the idea. But we did not know. The first time we've been like that, running around, but without understanding anything.
But you did the Kora. You went around
the temple. We did the Kora of the temple. When we came back to Italy, then he called Lama Caroline, and he started. We were in Velletri, close to Rome. And he started to write the self-healing. And it was a long process. I still have all the books from the beginning, because the first part was Oma Guru Buddha Siddhi Om, then he puts the elements, then he continues to add the things,
different aspects
from many years. And we were shy at the beginning because we seem as children singing, oh, my Guru Buddha, see, everywhere in the middle of the shopping center. Now we do it. And we were there. Everybody read.
Right, with embarrassment, right? What am I doing singing in a shopping mall or in a disco? Remember the disco in Rimini?
The disco was incredible. In the most famous disco of Rimini, they invited us. In the middle was a huge Buddha. One was house music, and the other one was electronic music. Everybody full of drugs. We reached there at 3 o'clock.
In the afternoon?
In the night.
In the morning?
In the morning.
Yes,
because the young guys, they go to the discotheque at midnight. So we reached there at 3 o'clock. And everybody was dancing. He reached us, a guy completely dressed from a woman with a very strange guy, but nice guy. And he received, we stay in the middle making, oh my guru, Buddha see.
At 3 o'clock in the morning at
At 3
this
o'clock
disco.
of the morning. Beginning, nobody. After 1 hour, arrived the people touching Rinpoche, I'm so stoned, I feel so bad, please help me. He says, you sit, and he brought everybody sitting there, and he was touching, making the puja, everybody
gets the blessing.
Yes,
wow.
Because we, at the beginning, when we go to the South India, we stop in Goa, and we stay there for 1 week, 6 days, to get a little bit sun, to relax. Then in the night, I said, Rinpoche, may I go to the party? At this time, it's 11 o'clock. No, we go together at 4 o'clock. Then we start at 4 o'clock, we go to the party in Goa.
On the beach.
On the beach.
Yeah.
Because they already saw 1 year before with Laken that he was in Goa. Then when I arrived there, Lama Gangchen, everybody's come. He told me that one night he saw a real Dakini helping all the people stoned that was there.
Really?
Then he liked to go there to see if maybe he saw more, I don't know. But many people also come in there, everybody full of drugs. When they overcome the dose, they come to Rinpoche and say, please help me, help me.
Yeah.
When we were to the flea market and they saw him, was a party. Everybody, Lama Gangchen is arriving, Lama Gangchen is arriving.
Everybody loved Lama Gangchen. That's what they called him, Baba?
Baba. Yes, somebody called Baba, other Lama Gangchen. Was friend of all the freak people.
And the normal people too. Well, actually, it was, Rinpoche was a healer, so he was helping people and no matter what their situation was, right?
Yes,
whether they were, addicted to drugs or, whatever addiction or whatever socioeconomic level, anyone.
Or any kind of, I think that time I was the translator, I counted the pills with him, I was the driver. And I think we visit more than 60,000 people.
On this trip, you mean, in India?
No, during the time.
During the
first years. Then somebody else did this job.
So, Franco, can you tell us a story about a healing that you witnessed where Lama Gangchen healed someone?
Look, I saw many healing of Lama Gangchen, but the most impressive one was this guy coming from Sicily. Because generally the people was cured by medicine and by the mantra.
Tibetan medicine,
he gives the pills, and then he gives the mantra, and then he gives his own pills, the pills of water and the pills of
the blessed pills.
That are 2 pills, miraculous pills, not for everybody, but miraculous pills. He cured a lot of people. But one of these was he came to Milano from Sicily because he has strong headache and sounds in the ear.
Like constant humming in his ear? Sounds.
And that doesn't go away. Then he said to me, look, Rinpoche, come this guy from Sicily. He told me, tell to this guy to enter into the room and to watch me. I say, Rinpoche, but you tell him some words.
Yeah.
No. But he's coming from Sicily. 2 words.
To Milano is what? He has to take a plane to come to Milano, right?
You have to watch me, then you give the pills, water pills, cream pills, and that's all. The guy was so upset that he could not speak with Rinpoche. And we were so shy, but we followed. No?
Yeah.
The day after, 2 days after.
So he came into the room and just watched Rinpoche.
We stayed there 2 minutes watching him.
Okay.
He could not stay closer. Maybe I thought he has some spirits. I don't know, I thought maybe he has some spirits. He watched Rinpoche for 3 minutes. Then he said, you can go. 2 days after, he called, everything was cured.
The ringing in his ears was gone.
Then I saw cancer, everything. Somebody was cured and somebody not.
Mhm.
Not everybody. We ask why. No, why? He told me. Yes, we ask why you can. He says it's a matter of karma. Somebody can be cured, somebody else no.
Can you say a little bit more about that? What do you mean by it's a matter of karma?
I think connection with previous lives, connection even on this life. You know, me it cured many times, but one times I lost the mind. It got more than 3 months to cure me. It was a kind of depression. More than depression, I could not sleep. I sleep half an hour per day. Then after 1 month, the mind went completely down. And one day I was on the table. I was a little bit upset with him because I trust so much. I said, why don't you cure me?
Why don't you cure me?
And
Why am I suffering?
One day I was at lunch. He said, I'm always getting your mind, but escape.
I'm always getting your what?
Mind. I always, La is mind. I always get with the hooks your mind to coming back. But he escaped to me. I was closer. I was closer. But then we have been to Nepal.
But then did the insomnia go away when you have this?
I have been to Nepal with him. He made a huge puja and the sickness disappeared. He got 2 months and a half. It was really tough because you don't want to live anymore. When you don't sleep, you don't want to live anymore. And I was a little bit inside, not satisfied about the healing of Lama Gangchen. He told me, you need time, Jindra, you need to be patient, you need time.
Did he ever say what the karmic causes of that was?
No.
No.
No, these kind of things Rinpoche never spoke.
Yeah.
About previous life, karmic causes, he never spoke.
Never.
No. Many people ask to him, he says, if I tell you it's not useful, you don't understand, and then no problem. That is not important, is the result.
Yeah, that you're feeling better now, and whatever the actions are, we corrected them so that you have this healing.
Yes, was a great healer. Anyhow, I saw many people. When we have been the last trip to Tibet, everybody wants his Tibetan pills, red and white. They've sold for $1,000. They exchange. Yes.
Really?
Because we
amongst
come
the
with
Tibetans.
Big. He's giving to everybody.
Yeah.
Then miraculous pills. And they change $100, 1,000. We find all the kind of people. He was laughing, you know. They sell my pills for $1,000. Don't take serious, you know. Also, Rinpoche give everything for free. If you can pay him, you can pay. But he never ask one fee.
Yeah, he's incredibly generous.
Yes,
generous beyond just always giving. I think it was you who said about the pocket that was always giving.
Yes,
his pocket. He had this, his robe that he always wore had a pocket on his left side. And tell us what you called that. I can't remember what you called it. It was always
from this pocket coming out always money. We always think it's a magic.
Yeah, right.
They never.
Where's it coming from? It's always coming.
They said the Chinese giving money to us, but it was not true. We said, why Chinese don't give us the money? But it was not true.
Yeah. So he helped you in so many ways, not only when you first met him to navigate a difficult divorce and create a new life for yourself, but also with your business, with your children, with your mother,
with your children,
family.
with family help. About business, except that things in Venezuela, I never give this is responsibility. I try to solve by myself. But in this case of Venezuela, he helped me a lot because I was in doubt, more money after.
Did you ever have these, a moment or moments, you probably had moments of this just complete awe of being around him or watching him work?
Oh, many moments. When we were in Milan or in the city was a little bit more difficult because a lot of people around him. But we have so many moments alone to staying together in a friendship and with Guru. That was important. Then very important moment in when he teach, we understood what was the meaning of self-healing and what he gave to us. Because he cut the tradition, he make one study like Mahamudra that need years and years to understand, and he put in few pages.
Yeah. Simplified it.
Simplify everything. He shows, that time we going around to see high lamas and showing these things. Many, they took fun of him. Somebody trusted. And
because he really took these ancient practices and modernized them, right? So that it'd be accessible for us,
yes.
right?
Gonzalo Rinpoche did not believe that time.
From Switzerland.
Then we have a Switzerland guy that he believed that he met Gonzalo Rinpoche on the highway. He want to beat because he did not believe.
Oh, really?
He want to beat Gonzalo Rinpoche. You have to believe. I tell you sincerely, many years after Gonzalo Rinpoche asked sorry because he did not understand. Many lamas, including very high lamas, they say, Rinpoche, you put inside all in a short way, but there is everything. Tantra, elements, color, Dhyani Buddha.
Visualization.
Yes.
Yeah, mantra.
And then he made in a way that you can make in 5 minutes or in 5 hours, like you want, or in many hours. But it's very good because Western, they doesn't have so much time. We run around. Let's say we are Western are running. When they have time to meditate. With my meditation, they can do it every day in any moment.
Yeah, I remember him talking about doing it in the shower, just doing A Yam Ram Lam Bam Shude Shude So in the shower before you start your day. It takes 5 minutes, right?
I received many initiation from him and from other lamas, but I choose to make only self-healing. Because I said, when I'm going to die, I want to know. I said to him, one practice very well. Then I said, Rinpoche, why you explain so many practices? Because Western, they want to have always something new. Then I give to them something new. But I want to make only self-healing of the father and the mother. More than enough. The last teaching that he gave, you can see on YouTube.
The final moment.
The final moment. He said, you need to make peace with environment, peace sleeping, peace touching, peace with everything and everything with peace. That is more than enough to reach enlightenment. But you don't do it even this way. Very rare that he gave commitment to the people. He let you free. I love for this. If I met a lama very strict, I could not stay. With that time, we love drink, smoke.
But he taught you how to live more peacefully, right?
Yes.
I mean, how to really integrate that into your busy life.
Yes,
right?
We integrate everything, and slowly we left. Never he said to us, you don't have to do it this way. Never. I could not believe if he told me. Slowly brought me to the point.
So that you wanted to do it.
Yes.
It's so beautiful. Wow. So if you could give some advice, Franco, to other spiritual seekers, people who would like to have more peace and joy in their life, what kind of advice could you give others?
Allora, today I suggest you to watch Lama Michel teaching and to learn from Lama Michel's the self-healing. Because self-healing, it's a really fantastic things that you, like you said before, you can make under the shower, you can make in 5 minutes. To have a peaceful mind is important for me not to make long meditation. When you feel, you make long meditation. But to make few minutes morning and night. Slowly we need to familiarize with the meditation. We need, beginning you make because you have to do. If I'm a good meditator, then in the morning, but no works. Then slowly you make a little bit, little by little, and then you love what to do. I can tell
and you love how you feel, right?
Yes,
Yes.
this you have to prove. Try to have your own experience. Self-healing is very easy. Lama Michele is explaining very well. He left to us a master like him. Lama Gangchen was a healer. Lama Michele has the power of the word, so he's perfect for the people, for the young people. He enters into the mind of the people, and he can explain very well. Try to do it a small practice every day. Don't, if you wish, do it what you like, but don't force yourself to be a different person. Accept who you are. We are not monks. We are not lamas. We are babies that they learn meditation. And like to write, you start to write slowly, slowly. Don't be in a hurry. You don't win anything. You win your serenity, not happiness. The goal is serenity. Happiness is coming and is going. Happiness with Rinpoche was, and then you left, and there was no more happiness. But he left to us serenity. That is the message that I send to the meditator who want to learn. Don't force, please. Try to go slowly with your step, one after the other, and be happy of what you are, we need
yourself.
to love what we are. Be yourself.
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
But I love so much this word serenity, that is the fruit of meditation practice, and what we can really work for in our life is to
at the beginning,
cultivate this.
You make confusion in between. I did confusion in between happiness and serenity. Then slowly I understand that happiness is good, but serenity is much more. I can tell you sincerely, with 70 years old, it stopped to my mind to have problem. I wake up serene. I make my small practice morning and night, small, not big practice. And I enjoy the life. I like to meet the people, helping people, to be useful for the people. That is my real practice. Practice with people. Put in your life with the people what you learn from meditation. If you meditate and you're still upset when you meet the people, you fight with them, it's not working. Work when you meditate, then you mind you met people and you are gentle with them, even if you have different ideas. No need to have the same ideas. Be yourself and explain with kindness what you think. If they think different, accept who they are. Once I want to change everybody. Have you seen somebody that changed the others? I never saw in my life. Nobody changed because you say. Everybody changed because you reach the point alone.
They want to, So serenity and kindness would be the essence of your message to other people. Yes. That's so beautiful. So beautiful. So, Franco, could you close with a prayer or a mantra that you like to say? Because we really like to have this beautiful wisdom that you shared today about Lama, that be a benefit to other people.
I close with the Lama Gangchen mantra. Lojo sampo pakyu trashipa tu centem petrin lejarno da pelgiedro lo tsempal sempacem pandelame shavla soade. Oma Guru Vajadara Sumati Muni Shashane Karma Uttavardhane Shibhadra Varsamanya Sarva Siddhi Oma Guru Vajadara Sumati Muni Shashane Karma Uttavardhane Shibhadra Varsamanya Sarva Siddhi Oma Guru Vajadara Sumati Muni Shashane Karma Uttavardhane Shibhadra Varsamanya Sarva Siddhi Pakokye kutandagilu, pakokye sutandagina, pakokye kutandagi, donya metu jingilo. Mako kie kutandagilu, mako kie sutandagina, mako kie kutandagi, donye metu jingilo. Nimo dele tsendele, nime gunyandele shi, nitsentatu dele pe, kuncho sunki jingilo, kuncho sunki nedritso, kuncho sunki tashisho.
Oh, so beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing your
Thank you for
incredible
this
stories.
nice experience.
Thank you, Franco. And when we do our next theme, we like to invite you back for more stories, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, I hope you enjoyed the conversation with Franco as much as I did. Incredible stories that he witnessed with Lama Gangchen, his life with Lama Gangchen. You know, it reminds me of this enlightenment in the modern form. We read many books about these great yogis from the past, the great lamas from the past, like Milarepa or The Way of the White Clouds, Lama Govinda, or the classic book, Autobiography of a Yogi by Yogananda. I read so many of these books years ago, and you read about these great yogis and their miracle powers and their ability to heal people and help people and manifest all these miracles. And here we are listening to the stories that Franco witnessed firsthand of a modern day yogi, what enlightenment looks like in the modern form. And so they're not just stories. Franco is a very successful businessman, a very clear headed, smart, intelligent, wise person. And he witnessed these experiences with Lama Gangchen, like the story that he told about being in Tibet when the mud turned to grass. And so these stories, I think they really give us what's possible when one really follows the Buddha's inner peace teachings and this capacity to help people and this capacity to become a master of the elements like Lama Gangchen was. And so I love these stories because they really bring to life what enlightenment looks like in the modern form, and that Lama Gangchen embodied enlightenment. And it was so accessible to those of us who got to experience that with him. So I hope that you enjoyed this conversation and the stories that Franco shared. And there are many, many more of those to come in future episodes with other students of Lama Gangchen. And so please follow along with us. And if you like our episodes and like our shows, please share with your friends. And if you have a question, you could go to lamahealer.com and ask us a question. We may take your question in a future episode. And you could follow us on Facebook, Life with a Lama Healer. And we thank you for joining us today and look forward to seeing you and being together again in another episode. And in the meantime, be well, be peaceful. Thanks for joining us. Lama Kien.